All right, let's talk about something huge happening in AI right now. It's this giant leap beyond just, well, text. We're going to get into how we're teaching AI not just to read, but to actually see the world, to understand it, and even reason about it. I mean, really think about that for a second. For so long, AI has been this wizard of words, a master of language. But what if it could look at a photo, a complex chart, or, a diagram, and understand it just as deeply as it understands a sentence? What if AI could actually see? Well, guess what? It's not sci-fi anymore. The thing is, they now can. A whole new generation of AI models has, for all intents and purposes, opened its eyes. And believe me, this changes everything. So let's get into it. AI's new eyes. How is this even possible, right? Well, it's all thanks to these incredible new models like GPT-4V. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a fundamental evolution. We've given AI a brand new sense. Okay, so this is the real heart of the matter. Language models have evolved. They used to be what we call unimodal. They only got one type of data, just text. But now we're in the world of multimodal AI. And that means they can understand and connect totally different kinds of data, like images and text, all at the same time. This is the new frontier for sure.
All right, so if AI can see now, that begs a huge question. How do we talk to it about what it's seeing? This leads us to a completely new skill set, a whole new way of having a conversation with these machines. Let's call them image-text conversations.
And that new skill has a name: multimodal prompt engineering. Look, this is way more than just writing a good question. It's really an art, and a science, I guess, of weaving together images and words to guide the AI. It's how you unlock that incredible visual potential. So how do we actually do it? The core strategy, really the secret sauce here, is something called image-text interleaving. The best way to think about it is like you're making a comic book. You've got your image panel, right, and then you've got your text caption underneath it. They have to work together in the right order to tell the story. That is exactly what we're doing here, weaving images and instructions together so the AI can process them at the same time. And here's where it gets really powerful. In practice, you can literally just string these pairs together. You can give it an image, like a data chart, and then add a text command like, hey, what's the main trend here? Then, right after, you can drop in a completely different image, say a city skyline, and ask, okay, now find the tallest building in this picture. The AI just follows along. It's a continuous conversation with pictures and words. And doing this unlocks some seriously powerful applications, like advanced visual question answering. But maybe the coolest thing is what's called in-context learning with images. You know how you can teach a language model a new skill just by showing it a few examples in the prompt? Well, now you can do the exact same thing with images. You can teach the AI a new visual task on the fly, just by showing it a couple of picture and answer examples. It's incredible. No complex coding required. Okay, that's amazing. The AI can identify stuff, but what about reasoning? What about thinking logically about what it sees? Now, that is a much, much harder challenge. It's the leap from just recognizing objects to what we call visual reasoning, or a chain of thought. And this comparison just hits the nail on the head. Asking, what is in this picture? That's simple VQA, simple recognition. But asking, based on the shadows, what time of day is it? Whoa. That's a whole different ballgame. That requires actual logic, a chain of reasoning. So how do we unlock that logic? The key is a technique you might have heard of for text, but now it's for visuals: chain of thought, or COT. Just think back to math class, right? The teacher always said, show your work. Well, that's exactly what COT prompting makes the AI do. It forces the model to lay out its reasoning steps before it spits out an answer. And this isn't just for getting better scores. It's a game changer for actually trusting the AI, because you can literally see how it's thinking. So for images, the visual coprocess breaks down into this really logical three-step flow. First, it has to observe, just identify all the key stuff in the picture. Then it needs to analyze, figure out the relationships between all those things it just saw. And only then, finally, can it conclude and give you the answer. It's a really structured way to think about a picture. Okay, let's put it to the test. Imagine we give the AI a picture. It's got a bunch of random objects in it, and we ask it, how many objects are red and what are they? Now, a basic prompt might trip up on a two-part question like that. But with a chain of thought prompt, we guide it straight to the right answer. And this is basically what the AI's thought process looks like when it's showing its work. Step 1, observe. It says to itself, okay, first I'm going to scan the image and find everything that looks red. Step 2, analyze. Okay, item 1 is a red apple, item 2, a red car. Wait, item 3 is a book, but it's blue. Ignore. Step 3, count. So I found 2 red objects. And then, and only then, step 4, conclude. Final answer, there are 2 red objects, an apple and a car. See? It showed its work step by step. So when you combine these 2 things, multimodal inputs and this structured chain of thought reasoning, you get something pretty incredible. We've given AI this powerful new toolkit for understanding the world. But this is just the beginning. This brings us to the next frontier. Now, here's a really important thing to realize. Everything we've looked at so far, it's all based on us, on the outside, carefully crafting these prompts to guide the AI. We're still just talking to it, giving it instructions from the outside in. So the next big challenge is all about going deeper. As this quote puts it, the next step is to move beyond external prompts and explore deeper, more direct mechanisms of control inside the model's black box. We need to get past just talking to it and actually start to peek inside that box. And that next frontier, it has a name. It's called activation engineering. The idea here is to stop just prompting the AI and instead directly intervene in its internal state, in the neural network itself, for way more precise control. Think of it like this. Prompting is like giving a driver directions. Activation engineering is like getting behind the wheel and driving the car yourself. Which leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending question. We've managed to teach AI how to see, and we've learned how to talk to it about what it's seeing. But what if? What if we could guide its internal thoughts directly? What happens when we move beyond conversation and start steering its thinking from the inside out? That's where all of this is heading.